59. We currently have 0 players, so I'm getting a little nervous about the turnout for this tournament. I think everyone is getting excited for our chess meetup next Saturday and maybe taking a little break from the tournament. But I'm optimistic we'll get a few players to join and we'll be able to get started. I might have to jump in at the beginning of the tournament just so we have enough players. I think if we don't have 3 or 4 players, they don't even let us start the tournament. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some players in shortly. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I know normally the students are a little late arriving. This is a little bit more later than normal. So let's see. Oh, it says I need to reconnect. Okay, so maybe we have players joining. Oh, we have 2 players. Okay, so we had 2 players join. I guess my connection to chess.com was lost. I'm still anticipating that I'll need to join. Okay, no one is saying in the chat where is everybody, because that's what I'm wondering. So sometimes the kids are wondering that as well. Yeah, I think I should join just so we can get a tournament started. I think 3 is enough to start. We might need 4, so we'll find out. Hopefully we'll get someone else. Okay, it looks like we have Vincent. If Vincent could join within the next 40 seconds, that would be ideal, because then we have an even number and we could definitely get started. Okay, so it looks like Lucas and Travis are coming. Okay, it looks like Vincent's here. Okay, so at least we have enough to get started, and I'm sure some other kids will sort of hop on. So let's see if Vincent can give me a good first round game. I know Chelsea's supposed to be here. I keep hoping Cece will play more. I know it would be good if Cece could play. So yeah, so Vincent is my only student that plays English, which is a very good opening. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have a student play the English. Okay, so now what I should do is I should play a move that prevents e4. I think I could go to like for bishop g7 and go for like a what they call a neo king's Indian. But I'm just gonna play d5 and prevent white from getting e4 and easily. Okay, take. He could play e4 now, but then it's sort of not as good. I think knight b4 is an option, trying to get control of the d3 square. This is a nice variation. If he plays, I'm just gonna. This might not even be the best move, but if he plays queen a4, I have either knight to c6. So what I'm hoping for is d4, and then I'm gonna. Okay, so we did go for this, which is not a big deal. Okay, so knight c6. I was hoping for d4, and I was gonna take d4, queen takes, and then knight c2 as a nice little trap. And we still have 4. Okay, well, looks like Lucas and Travis joined. Okay, perfect. So hopefully this will be the only game of the tournament I need to play. I really don't like to impact the tournament. Okay, so I have knight here, and then I think I just win the bishop, because if the king goes here, then I have knight takes f2 check. So I think this is basically game over already. Yeah, this e4 move is very risky in this line, because you can get a very weak d3 square, which you kind of see I'm taking advantage of pretty nicely. That just loses the queen now, so now I fork the king and the queen, and that's game over. So not Vincent's best effort, but first game of the day, so he'll warm up. Hopefully he'll resign here so he can get some more games against other kids. Because yeah, he's sort of just wasting his time here, though, Vincent. Okay, so I can go queen d4. I have a double attack on the f2 and the b2 pawn's an idea. I think bishop to g7 is also good. Just aiming for this b2 pawn makes a lot of sense. Knight to d4, knight to b4 are also very attractive moves. There's a plethora. A plethora of options for. Okay, all right. Thank you, Vincent. I'm in the Crystal League. I don't know what that means exactly, but okay. Okay, so see if we get some more players to hop in. Okay, so let's close out of this. I don't exactly like that the analysis pops up automatically because I think one good thing about chess is to review your games without a computer at first, so you can sort of get a better understanding of what's happening, and then afterwards you can sort of review your game. So yeah, I'm not so happy that the lines are just automatically popping up. Okay, so looks like we have Travis and Lucas, who are brothers and fairly new to the chess class. I think they've been in the class 4 or 5 weeks now. I think tomorrow will be the 4th. I'm not exactly sure, 5th week. Okay, so it looks like we have a pretty good opening so far. This move bishop b5 is not particularly good because exactly what Lucas did, he just picks up a free tempo. So remember, a tempo is when a lower valued piece attacks a higher valued piece. So c6, bishop d3, and yeah, now your bishop's on not a very good square because this pawn can't move. So Lucas played c5 here, which I'm not a fan of. I think, okay, I'm trying to make d5 take e4 work and just fork the bishop and knight, and I think this actually does work quite well. So after so let me just show a variation. d5 take e4, queen e2 to create a pin, and then we can respond with queen e7 to both get out of the pin and protect our e4 pawn enough, and then white has to lose one of the bishops or knights. So if you're wondering, like, well, why is white in such a bad shape after 4 moves? It's because they moved their bishop to b5 and gave black the free tempo for no reason. And then additionally, they put their bishop on a bad square. I mean, it's not completely lost. Like after d5, instead of taking, we can go knight takes e5, of course, and then take and bishop here, and let's say bishop e6 or something, and have a or maybe knight d5. I don't know, something like that. So maybe after d5 there are more resources for white than I was sort of maybe giving the impression earlier. But I think after d5, black should have a nice position. Maybe d5 take. Maybe we don't play pawn takes pawn. Maybe we play knight takes pawn because this bishop c4 move is quite annoying. Okay, so anyway, so c5. Okay, castle. I like that we're getting castled. Again, yeah, I really hate the placement of these bishops. There is a Carlsen game recently where you'll see this bishop d6 with the pawn in front of with the bishop in front of the pawn. And since he's Carlsen, he went on to win, and it's perfectly fine in that variation. But it's very position dependent. You can't. This is normally not a good idea. The basic idea is to put the bishop on c7, and this pawn's going to move eventually. And you want your 2 bishops kind of aiming. Oops, that's a weird arrow. Aiming at the king side eventually. That's the idea behind this move. But I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend this idea. I would just keep it simple: d6, bishop e7, and castle king side. So that's 6 players, and what's going on? No one's playing any games? Yeah, how come nobody's playing? Okay, so here, castle, king h1. King h1 makes some sense if we're going to play f4 at some point, so maybe king h1. c4, that's just a free pawn. No, what is Travis doing? This is really bad. Yeah, even for someone like a bit, from my understanding, Travis and Lucas had been taking chess lessons for about a year before they joined my class. But even for a complete beginner, this is a bit odd to just move the king back and forth like this. Like we didn't even figure out what the threat was after c4. I mean, this is just a free pawn. So yeah, this is really strange. Yeah, how come there's no games going on? Okay, so we have Crystal and Vincent. I think this should be a good game. Yeah, turnout's not great today. Again, hopefully everyone's saving their excitement for our chess meetup on Saturday. It's going to be, very similar to the other chess meetups, but I mean, I think everyone seemed to have fun the last few ones, so I think this one will be just as fun for sure. Sorry to go back. I'm just kind of digesting Crystal's opening choice because this is very good. So I'm wondering like where she maybe had learned this. Yeah, this is a very interesting opening choice for Crystal. I don't know about e4 because I think we just go d5. The one thing I'm a bit worried about as white here is having the queen and king on this c file. So I think d5 is going to open up the position quite nicely. That move I also like Vincent's idea here. Okay, now how do we defend the pawn though? I guess we go knight c6. Okay, and then I'm wondering, can we just play like queen d3, and then I guess e5 is probably the idea. Okay. No, this is what I don't like because knight d6 is really strong. Yeah, I really like the way Crystal's playing this position so far. Again, I think d5. I think we should try to open up the position here because if we open up the position, I think the white king is going to be much less safe than the black king. Just because, yeah, again, this king and queen on the c file leaves a weird impression to me. So if we could play d5 and get the c file to open up, then bishop comes to g4, rook comes to c8. And I think white's position could start crumbling pretty quickly. Yeah, this is a great position for Crystal. Okay, so let's see what happens. The thing that I do like about Vincent's position still is that this bishop can get onto this diagonal. Okay, I think knight to b4 is very strong because then there's no way to defend the c5 pawn, right? There's two attackers. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be game over very, very soon. Yeah, I don't think Crystal's going to be able to survive this. Like queen b2, we can of course no, then just rook takes c5 and the queen is lost. Yeah, kind of like I was pointing out earlier, this queen and king being on the same file left sort of a weird impression to me. And a lot of this, right? Like I try to teach as much as I can, but to be perfectly honest, a lot of this becomes like a little bit of intuition and sort of subconsciously you just pick up on these patterns after you play chess for many decades, like I have. Yeah, sort of like these patterns just become, I don't know. You sort of notice them without even thinking about it. To be perfectly honest. Okay, so here, and then yeah, I kind of like d3. Get the bishop involved is a nice idea, I think. I wonder if Vincent's even seeing that the bishop's on the same diagonal as the king, to be honest, because yeah, these long range moves can be a bit tough to see. Is there really only one game going on? Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to play more games just so we have a tournament today. I would much rather be commentating on the games, but let me play a game because I think there's got to be somebody waiting. Apparently not. Apparently nobody is waiting for a game. Yeah, this is pretty pathetic tournament, to be honest. I think this is one of our worst tournaments we've had in a very, very long time. I kind of half expected it though. Once I announced the chess meetup, I know probably some of the parents are thinking, maybe too much chess, every Saturday. So yeah, I do sort of understand what happened today, but I still would have liked to see a better turnout. I'm still hoping that Chelsea can show up. Yeah, it looks like Travis doesn't want to move. Okay, so that's probably going to be. These forfeit games, by the way, are not good in my opinion because it sort of gives players a really unfair advantage. Yeah, so basically I get a free win, and I get more points in the tournament, and I didn't even have to do anything. So if you are going to start a game, I hope that you actually play. Yeah, starting and not playing. Also, there's a fair what's it called? There's a fair sport warning. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if you time out too many games, they're going to ban you from the tournaments because they feel like you're affecting the tournaments in a negative way. So yeah, if you start a game, you should do your best to play. I know that, especially for the newer students, they're not doing anything intentionally, of course. But if you do start a game, try to play. And yeah, I think Crystal should resign here and try to get a new game in because yeah, her king is just very, very weak in this position. Looks like we have Leo joined. Great. Okay, we have 7. That's good. Yeah, I really don't want to finish in first place. I know Matthew and Vincent will get more than 5 points, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about this being a winning score or anything, but if I do get a few more wins, it could be a winning score. Did this game end? Yeah, did Crystal resign already? I just didn't notice. No, it looks like it's still going on. Okay, black won. All right, so let's go to the arena tournament. Standings. Okay, Matthew got another win. Yeah, Matthew's playing some very, very strong chess. Okay, let's look at Vincent and Leo. And yeah, probably I'll be covering a lot of the same players today just because we don't have too many players, of course. I like e5. Yeah, this is a very practical way against playing against the English opening. Yeah, I really like the way Leo's played this opening. This is very good. Knight c6, perfect, perfect. I think the problem is how we deal with this d4 tempo. This is always the issue with these bishop c5 lines. I had a class with Nathan where we sort of talked about this for quite a while. Because I was trying to combine bishop to c5 with this c6 idea, which doesn't go well together. Yeah, so I think if we take bishop b6, I think this is okay for black. Yeah, okay, this is fine. But I never personally liked this position so much. I felt like my pieces get a little cramped on the queen side over here. But I think just natural development with like knight c3 and maybe bishop g5 can be quite annoying. Bishop e3 is an option as well. 7 players. Yeah, we really only have one game going on. This is quite bad. Okay, bishop g4. I like bishop g4. This is an annoying pin. So sort of this bishop e3 move from Vincent you could describe as an overprotection move. This is the idea of Aaron Nimzovich. He wrote the famous chess book My System, and he really believed in this overprotection concept. Some of them, yeah, like this is a bad move from Vincent because we can just take and then we win the pawn on d4. So we have a very, very nice remove the defender idea here. Let's see if Leo can find this. So basically there's 2 defenders versus these 2 attackers. So we just can remove one of the defenders and then we can grab the... No. It's tough. Chess is a tough game, but these are the things that we really do spend a lot of time working on in class. These are really things I like for the kids to be able to find. And I mean, you might be wondering, like, yeah, why is this such a big deal, this move? It's not like a horrible move. Like, this is interesting. This is kind of interesting. But yeah, I still think just like, yeah, exactly. Vincent needs to develop his knight here. That was kind of interesting. Moved at the exact same time. And yeah, I like White's position a lot now. Because the b7 pawn is under attack. Can't really hold that. Also, eighth. That's interesting. Okay, a3. Who's the 8th player? We had an 8th player join, and that is Chelsea joined. Okay, awesome. Okay, I definitely won't start a new game now because if I get a game against Chelsea, I don't think she'll be happy. So okay, hopefully I can just sort of relax and not just comment and not play any more games today. Yeah, I think we have a free pawn here, right, on c5. And he played very well, Leo. Just a few areas we could play a little bit better. I mean, even here, like rook d2, there's still a fight. There might be an argument for taking first and then playing rook d2. Okay, knight c2. Knight c2 would be awesome if the rook was here already. But yeah, I think just rook to c1, pick up the tempo. I assume that Leo would play rook d2, but then maybe bishop e3 is the problem. Maybe. It's very, very complicated, actually. Both sides are playing well. Also, after this move, I probably should have thought more about bishop takes f8. I was too much thinking about my opponent's plan. Yeah, this is great from Leo. This is very good. Not perfect, obviously, but nobody in the world plays perfect chess. So yeah, very good. That move was too quick. I think we should have at least considered bishop takes knight. I mean, yeah, we should have considered that move at least. I think we're going to see rook f to d1 here. I think that works fine. Knight f4. That also looks like it works very well. Although, knight d4 is a bit annoying now, I think. Maybe it's nothing. Yeah, knight d4 just here. I think that's fine. Yeah, we really need to get CC on one of these tournaments. I think CC is playing very good chess. Um, and if she played a few more games, I think that would make a huge difference in her chess improvement. The reason I brought up CC, by the way, is because everyone else in the Tuesday class except for her is playing. So that's what made me. That's just a free bishop from Leo. So that's probably the first really big mistake I've seen Leo make in this game. Yeah, there's no reason to give the bishop away for free. And yeah, bishop h3 also looks tempting, but that also would give the bishop away for free. Yeah, not sure if any of the students are watching that Julius Baer Generations Cup online. Basically, the idea is you take that's another. Yeah, now Leo's just giving away. I guess Leo's probably pretty resigned to the fact the game's over. Anyway, it's basically it's a Generations Cup. It has eight sort of younger chess players versus eight of the older generation, and I think it's really interesting right now because I don't know why Vincent just gave away his. Yeah, I have no idea why he would play this move, but okay. Yeah, I mean, there's so many strong young players coming up in the world, especially from India, but also Uzbekistan has some very good players. United States has some very good young players. Um, Germany has one very good chess player, Vincent Keimer, who I have high hopes for. I think Vincent Keimer could be a potential world champion someday. But anyway, and then the old guard is like, well, this is a nice move, threatening a back rank checkmate. You better be careful. Oh, I'm sorry. Vincent's the one threat. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought Leo was making some kind of swindle attempt. So anyway, so yeah, and the old guard is more like, that's a mate one. Old guard is like Peter Svidler and Boris Gelfand, I think, played. Vasily Ivanchuk. Sarkic, I think is how you pronounce his name. Anyway, yeah, there's like a lot of good. I think Carlsen's considered a member of the old school, older generation now, even though he's still pretty young. So yeah, so anyway, so if you're following that, it's been a pretty interesting tournament. F5. This reminds me of. Oh, I'm not going to remember the name. Am I? I was thinking of e4. I can't go here. Okay, e4, e5, knight f3, f5. Latvian gambit. Knight f3, f5 is the Latvian gambit. This d4 center game, f5. I've never seen f5 here, so that's very interesting. I think we could just. I don't like queen e2. I think we can just take. And my idea is I want to go queen to h5, and then after g6, I want to be able to take with my pawn. That's my concept. So yeah, I would like to have seen that. So yeah, basically Matthew did go for my idea in a sort of slightly different way. Okay, yeah, this is just game over. Yeah, queen takes d5 is just very, very strong. We're going to see bishop g6 and queen f7 if the king goes. I think we're going to see queen f7 either way. If the king goes to f8, queen f7's mate. Okay, that's game over. Okay, perfect. All right. Still at 8 players. Low turnout today. What's going on, Leo and... Oh, this would be a good game to cover too. Let's look at... I haven't looked at any of Chelsea's games. Let's look at Leo and Chelsea. I think Chelsea's one of the few students that actually watches these videos, so that's usually why I cover a few more of her games than maybe some other students in general. But yeah, maybe some other students actually watch the videos and they just don't tell me about it. Knight c3. Yeah, I've seen this opening too many times, but it's a perfectly fine opening. Just to be clear, but I've seen this opening so many So many times. I like that Chelsea remembered to play d6 before playing knight d4. This might seem like a very minor thing to a lot of people. To me, this shows like a huge improvement in your chess understanding because there's been a lot of games where Chelsea has played knight d4 and hung the e5 pawn. So the fact that she remembered to play d6 first and then knight d4 is like a huge, huge deal to me. It might seem like very minor to everybody else, but to me it's very important. This move I don't like from Leo. It doesn't do anything. This is not a threat, right? We don't generally want to give away our bishop and knight for the rook and the pawn, even though technically it'll be 6 points for 6 points. In practice, the knight and bishop are usually much more valuable. So I'm not looking at the right side of my screen, but I'm hoping that Chelsea played h6 here, which she did. Yeah, and then you're like, well, why did you move the knight here if she's going to go back? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think Chelsea should take on f3 and develop the queen, but I'm trying to figure out what she should do instead. I think bishop e6 is a good plan. Take, and then you have the half-open f-file for your rook. So let's see what happened here. Okay, I think that's a little early. Yeah, I don't think that move actually helps black so much. One of the concepts you'll learn as you get better and better at chess is this idea of keeping the tension. You don't always want to be like the one to initiate all the trades. Sometimes you have to let your opponent initiate the action a little bit. Because like, yeah, if Leo were to take, then maybe get like this aggressive pawn here. Also another thing you'll learn is you can improve your position. So when you're taking here, you're improving the white pieces. But let's say you play some idea like c6 and try to go d5, right? You want to find moves that improve your position, not moves that improve your opponent's position. Okay, a6. So I think we're going to see b5. I really don't want this bishop to go to b7, which I think is Chelsea's idea. I still think this bishop would be much better on the e6 square. There could be some worry about getting these doubled pawns here, but I actually think that's going to be a nice strength for black because then you have very good control of the d5 square. But let's see what happens. d4? No. There's 2 attackers, there's 0 defenders. No. Leo, yeah, we got to count the attackers versus defenders. We're not making these mistakes as often. What's happening, like, to me, the chess psychology is quite clear. Leo doesn't know what he wants to do here. And when you don't know what you want to do, that's when you panic and just make the first move that kind of pops into your mind that seems reasonable. That's a huge chess mistake, by the way. There's going to be a lot of positions where you don't know what to do. Even for good players, you're going to get positions sometimes where you don't know what to do. When I say good players, I mean like, grandmaster, like players with like tons of experience. Sometimes they don't know what to do. The advice I give the kids is figure out which piece is doing the least and give it something to do. So in this position, I feel like this bishop is doing very little. So develop your bishop, right? Like bishop e3 would be perfectly natural. Even just like bishop d2, right? Get your bishop in the game and get your rooks connected. Don't panic. Like if you don't know what to do, don't just make a random move because that's when you get a bad position. Like, yeah, now we lost a pawn and then we play bishop e3. Why do we need to give away the pawn, right? That was unnecessary. I don't know if I like. Okay, this move is interesting because it does ruin White's pawn structure a bit. The flip side of this move is now White gets a half-open b file to maybe put some pressure on the b7 pawn, which is maybe not what you want as Black. Also, White gets the bishop pair, so I either would have taken the bishop or I would have just done nothing. Like, there's no threat after bishop e3. If they take, your pawn is defending your bishop. So again, I'm sort of tempted to play bishop e6 here and continue my development. Because there's no... When we're analyzing the threat, we actually have to figure out if it is a threat or not. This is not a threat because we have same number of defenders as attackers. So if White wants to take, we just take back. Get your pieces into the game. In my opinion, I think bishop e6 would have been the better move here. Okay, b5. d5. So you see the way Chelsea's playing this. She's opening up the position when her opponent has the 2 bishops. This is not what you want to do. Like, when your opponent has the 2 bishops, you want to keep the position more closed. So I don't really like what's sorry, where are we? Yeah, I don't really like the way Black has played this part of the game. Because let's take stock of what happened. We gave away the 2 bishops. So White has the dark square bishop and light square bishop. We just have a light square bishop. And then what we proceed to do right after, we decide to open up the middle of the board. Which just makes the bishops better, right? Bishops like to have open diagonals. So now this bishop might not seem so active at the moment, but this bishop will find activity. Like after we take, let's say bishop c5, pick up a tempo, and then something like c4, we will get some open lines for our diagonals for our bishops pretty quickly. Also, like a move that Leo could have considered is putting a pin on the pawn here. I think also makes a ton of sense. So yeah, I don't like where this is headed for black. Yeah, Leo's playing this. Wow, Leo read my mind. He played exactly. Yeah, this was great. That's exactly what I was hoping Leo would play. Okay, and I like bishop e6. That stabilized everything because if we move the knight anywhere besides f6, then this bishop takes f7 move wins the rook. So bishop e6 does a good job of stabilizing the position. The problem is you have a weak f4 e5 pawn now. The reason I'm thinking of f4 is I was wondering if we can make a knight f4 move work. But yeah, this e5 pawn is going to be a little bit tough to defend now. Yeah, Leo's playing this extremely well. Okay, here. Both sides are playing. Yeah, this is good. This is very good chess. I think queen f... Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the threat. I'm supposed to see these things. I missed the threat. Okay, so I think... Yeah, I think we have to play g6. I don't see what else we should play. No, we're missing... Yeah, well, I can't be too upset. I basically missed the threat myself at first, but yeah, there is a very strong threat. I think we're in a bad shape now. Bishop g6 would have been much better. c4. Yeah, I think now we go e4. Like now that we got a move that we can do something with, I think we go e4 and hope that this works for black. But you can see these two bishops are very annoying to deal with. No. This was a big mistake from Leo. No. You don't want to make trades here. You're clearly attacking. I mean, look at where you put your opponent's king. These trades are not going to be good for you. When I say not good, I don't mean they're bad. I mean, you have better moves is what I'm trying to say. You have much better moves. Keeping the bishops and the pieces on the board when you're attacking, that's what you want to do. Because the more pieces you have to attack with, the better your attack's going to be. So yeah, I definitely don't like Leo giving away the bishop pair here like this. I think it's a big mistake. And yeah, I think knight d6 is perfectly... I don't like this move. I would like to see the knight sort of jump back where it can... I want to keep the d file a bit more closed up, even though it's always an open file without pawns, but at least with the knight on d6, you're clogging up the position a bit. This is a good move from Leo, although I think we have queen d5 here. Okay, now your king's getting into some dangerous territory. To be perfectly honest, I feel like Leo's a little unsure how he wants to continue the attack here, which is perfectly normal, right? These are things that take a lot of practice and experience. But yeah, I can sort of sense that Leo doesn't know how to continue from here. So is he going to go for perpetual check? Okay. I think a draw would be a fair result. So we have a draw by repetition is called because we repeated the position 3 times. So that's an automatic draw in chess. I think if you're playing over the board, like without not on a computer, you actually have to declare a 3-fold repetition. Nobody will like enforce that for you automatically. But when you play online, somebody just automatically says that it's a draw. Okay, what's going on with Vincent and Matthew? Okay, so it looks like, did Matthew win? So it looks like Matthew beat Vincent last time. He's getting very tough, Matthew. Okay. Crystal's playing too well to be 0-3. Why am I watching Crystal now? I thought I was watching this game. Oh, Nathan joined? That's cool. Oh, Nathan left? That's a bummer. All right, so what's going on here? I think Leo needs an opponent. Let me play another game. I think I'll get Leo here. Perfect. Okay, let's have some fun. And yeah, basically if I win, I get 0 points. If I draw, I lose 41 points, and if I lose 83 rating points. So there's a lot of pressure on me to play a good game here. My trusty Ponziani opening. Ponziani, to be honest, isn't really that great of an opening if your opponent knows what to do. If your opponent doesn't know what to do, though, it can be a very, very devastating opening because there's a lot of traps. A lot of traps. One of the first people who I think started playing the Ponziani seriously was this guy Emery Tate, who you may have heard of. Yeah, he played this opening quite a bit. This castle. I really like the way Leo's handling this. By the way, it's a very, very reasonable way to play this as black. Okay, g6. Like, you had a perfectly good square for the bishop with e7, so this g6 is a more ambitious move. I don't know if that means it's good or not, but yeah, it's definitely more ambitious. Okay, it says I'm going to auto-resign in 12 seconds, which I don't quite understand why it says that. I know you can just ignore that. Yeah, it gives me anxiety, though, that I'm gonna lose. Yeah, same thing for Leo. I wish this message wouldn't pop up. This move I don't like at all. Yeah, it's not a good move. I think this is a free pawn. Take. Oh, it's a free bishop. Sorry. What am I doing? Yeah, that was the whole point of moving the knight here, was so I could put some pressure on the bishop, and then I totally forgot. Yeah, I didn't like this bishop move at all. Bishop should go on g7. The problem is if you trade off the dark square bishops, which I think, yeah, Leo probably should have done, you just have very weak dark squares. Because, yeah, when you move g6, your bishop going to g7 makes sure that your dark squares stay safe. So, yeah, we should have... yeah, we shouldn't have allowed the trade of dark square bishop. I mean, of course, we gave away for free, which is even worse. But I don't think that's a trade that we want to make anyway. And now I'm attacking the bishop. So I don't know if... Yeah, I was wondering if Leo was going to see that. I had a feeling he might not see that. Yeah, when I took the pawn, I took his... Yeah, I was worried. I was wondering if he was going to miss that. I closed out of the tournament. Let's go back. Yeah, I still don't know what these divisions mean. There's some idea that chess.com had. I don't know. I don't personally think it's going to catch. Well, I don't know. I don't really understand what the point is. Who did Chelsea lose to? She lost to Matthew. Oh, okay. She lost to Matthew and then no. Oh, yeah, basically like a non-game. Okay. All right. Who's playing now? All right, looks like Vincent's going to get his revenge in this game. What's going on? So why? Oh, he took a free pawn, I see. So this actually looks quite tough because how are we dealing with queen a7? So I think we should go... Oh, this looks dangerous. This looks very dangerous. Yeah, I think, yeah, rook f3. I think Matthew's going to get Vincent here as well. So how come his king got... No, that's a bad... maybe that's not a bad move. That should be fine, actually. Yeah, maybe that's even better than what I was thinking should happen. Yeah, then we have rook e4. Yeah, okay, this is a nice move. Yeah, rook e4. So what happened? Why did Vince's king get such a bad spot? So he castled. Okay, he got his king castled. Knight d7. I don't know if that move is necessary. Why not just d5? Try to open up the center a bit. F5, F5, F5. Seems a bit aggressive. I don't know. I mean, why not start launching your own attack against the white king? I think the black king is actually quite safe here. So why not start launching our own attack on the queen side over here? F5. Normally we don't want to open up the part of the board where our opponent is trying to attack. What's he do? Yeah, I don't know why he's running away. There's no threat here, by the way. Like we have plenty of defenders, so I think rook here made a lot of sense. Maybe d5 and e4 also makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, there's actually no threat here. Yeah, I think here we should take, right? Why not get the queens off the board? Matthew agreed to a draw here when he's completely winning. He's a pretty nice young man, Matthew. I don't know if I would have agreed to that draw here. Who's Matthew playing? Matthew have an opponent? I want to play Matthew. All right, let's see if we could get a game against Matthew. I'm getting a lot of white games today. Let's see how my trusted Ponziani holds up against Matthew. Okay, this is one of the good variations for black as well. There's a lot of good variations black can play against the Ponziani. I don't know about this one. I think I just have e5 here. Yeah, I think knight f6 is a mistake. Because my knight, remember, these knights, they both control the same central square, so I think I can just play here. I'm not worried about queen d7 at all in this position. Yeah, this position should be very nice for white already. Knight h, okay, here. Go h3 here, bishop g5, f6, take the knight. So I guess bishop g5, knight e7, but that's not so good for my opponent. So he's gonna go knight h6 here, bishop g5. Yeah, he has to find knight e7, which is not such an easy move to find. Yeah, this is not going in Matthew's direction. I assume he's going to play f6, and then he might miss that his knight is hanging. So knight here, I think I have d5. d5, d6, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Yeah, that's just losing, I believe. Exactly as I predicted. Get your king castle right. I'm up materials, so all the heavy lifting is done. Now I just have to make smart, reasonable chess moves. Just don't complicate things too much, and life will be good. This is an annoying move from Matthew. Unfortunately, I think his position is pretty bad already, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. But yeah, at least he found a good try here. So castle. We'll give up the pawn. So notice I'm giving up the pawn just to make sure I get my king safe. So Prioritizing my king safety over the material in this position. Yeah, this is fine. So let's take. And yeah, I think I have this nice move knight to d5 here with a tempo on the queen, also threatening c7, and it might be tough to defend the bishop as well. So I think this move should be pretty good. Let's make sure we're not blundering anything, of course, but I think knight d5 should be winning. If you took with the queen, by the way, I think I had knight b5 in that variation. I missed the threat on the queen. Good game, Matthew. Oh, he's going to continue playing? What's he doing? Okay, let's go. I guess he wants to see how a checkmate will look. Because, yeah, this is going to be game over very shortly. If he plays bishop e6, I think I'm just going to give away my rook. So why not? Why not? I think I have queen 7. Yeah, my knight does a very good job controlling the c6 square, which is nice. If the king goes back here, which I'm expecting, I'm going to go bishop here, king here. Sorry, I'm just trying to see a forced mate. I assume there's a forced mate here that I might not be seeing, but I mean, this is of course good enough. You got to bring your last piece into the attack. Last piece. That's what I read a book by Josh Waitzkin when I was a kid, and he had a really nice section about that where you have to bring your last piece into the attack. Oh, Aiden ended up playing. What happened? Got a little notification. Oh, that's good. Aiden can make. I know they're playing in a tennis tournament. Okay, so I definitely don't want to finish first. I think I should stop playing games and get back to commentating. Wow, how many games are Chelsea and Leo going to play? I played so many games today. Okay, let's look at Aiden and Vincent. Who's well, I feel like I'm no. Yeah, what's going on? Who keeps messaging me? What am I missing? Yeah, one of the things that the kids are going to learn about chess is sort of like everything else with getting older in life. No, what's this? What is this, Aiden? Chess. Oh, someone's offering a draw. Is that what's happening? Is Chelsea and Leo someone's offering a draw or something? Oh, Aiden's probably offering Vincent a draw. That's probably what I'm hearing. What was I going to say? Yeah, a lot of chess is sort of like a lot about growing up, just figuring out what you're allowed to get away with. And I don't mean that like in a bad way. I just mean like, as you get older, you get like a little bit more responsibilities, which is good and a normal thing. It's the same thing in chess. As you start playing higher opponents, you can't get away with the stuff you can get away with against lower rated opponents. So the reason why I mention this is when I see Aiden go for the 4-move checkmate, one of the reasons why Aiden and Aiden are very successful is that they're really good at creating threats. But the problem then, and what makes it like a little bit tough to teach sometimes, is that they might not understand like, well, these threats are working against my lower rated opponents. Why is it a bad idea against higher rated opponents? And the reason is because this threat is very trivial. Like it's nothing that White's gonna ever miss. I mean, they shouldn't. I mean, someone of Vincent's ability should never miss this. So once he defends against the checkmate, now the question is, well, why did you move your queen here? Your queen doesn't really do anything here anymore. It stops the knight from developing into its most natural square. Like you're gonna eventually probably have to move the queen again because like knight c3 and knight d5 or knight c3 and knight e4 are now annoying threats against your queen and bishop. So what I'm trying to explain is like as the kids get older, as they get older and as they play better opponents, they have to start to get this feel for what they're allowed to get away with. And I would not recommend that Aiden plays knight f6 against Vincent. It's not a threat that Vincent's gonna miss, and then you just put your queen on a really bad square for this particular position. And yeah, and then like I actually think d5 is interesting because I was wondering after like knight to b4 is going on. I guess Vincent would just respond with this move and the pawn should be fine. But at least you could put some pressure, maybe e4 and white's just up a pawn. But yeah, I thought at least here if we go knight b4 we can create some havoc. But yeah, but knight takes pawn is just losing right away. I think Vince has been a little bit slow developing his queenside knight in today's games. I like to see him try to get this knight out a little bit more. D5, I think we actually have a good oh, and it's also picking up a tempo on the queen. Okay, I initially missed that as well. Yeah, D5 is just winning. There's no defense against this move then. All right. Are Travis and Lucas done playing today? I haven't really seen them. Oh, they just played 3 games and then left. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, kids can sort of come and go as they want. I do think we're gonna have very few games left though, which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, let's look at Leo and Aiden. I think this will be a good, fair matchup. Okay, so what happened? E45. We have the Roy Lopez, named after a Spanish priest back in the 1600s, I want to say. Okay, D6, castle A6, pick up that tempo, bishop C4. I think bishop A4 is a little bit more common because if you're going to put the bishop to C4 like in the Italian game, like just go there right away because A6 might be a useful tempo for black to have included in the position. So typically bishop A4 will be more common. It's not such a huge deal. I don't think bishop C4 is probably also fine. D3, getting the bishop out. Yeah, very good chess from Aiden and Leo. Sorry, this looks like it could be from a grandmaster game. That's the first mistake. I think here we have just knight takes e4, and then after the knight or the pawn takes, we have bishop takes h4 here. So I think knight h4 was a mistake for Leo here. Yeah, I think another thing that kids are going to learn is to be like a little bit more patient. I know the fun part about chess is to attack and win your games very quickly because you feel like, wow, I really dominated my opponent if you can win very quick. But actually, the better chess is normally being patient and getting all your pieces out. The more pieces you attack with, the more successful you're going to be. So like here, I think knight takes is fine, and then just pick up the knight. This is also fine for Leo, by the way. So let's say knight takes and bishop or pawn takes. Let's say bishop takes. Okay, knight d4. I feel like Leo's going to miss this, that his knight's hanging for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just very worried he's going to miss this. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I knew he was going to, I had a feeling he was going to miss this. I don't think Aiden will miss this. Aiden's usually pretty quick at spotting this stuff. Yeah. Okay, so probably, yeah, bishop g5. Take. I mean, probably should play f4, but it's not going to help white because you're down material and you're opening up your king here. Yeah, just keep trading, making even trades. And, this should be very good for black. No. Objectively, this might not be a terrible move, but I really dislike this move. When you're the side that's winning, black's up a whole piece here, right? They're up a whole bishop. The last thing you want to do, and I have even some of my better, like not some of my older, I want to say, and higher rated students, even they have this like weird tendency to try to make the game more complicated when you're winning. You make the game more complicated when you're losing. When you're winning, you don't do anything strange. You just simplify. You take the fact that you already have a big advantage and you just make your life easy. You play Bishop H3, you make it complicated. That's when funny stuff starts happening. You're like, let's say my opponent takes, I take the rook, the pawn takes the pawn. Okay, do I deal with the pawn on h6 now, or do I deal with my bishop here? I have like this tough decision I have to make. So again, the last thing you should be doing when you're winning is making the game more complicated. Complicate when you're losing, simplify when you're winning. I think that's very good recipe for success. Yeah, I think Queen F6 with the idea of Queen F3 and Bishop and Queen G2 mate is very strong here. Of course, White can defend against this threat, but I like Queen F6 here a bunch. Yeah, I think either Rook E3 or Queen E3 is most close to 4. I guess we could also play King H2, but I don't like this move as much. Okay, I said I didn't like this move as much. I didn't actually have a refutation for it though, so I guess I'm supposed to have some great move lined up. I guess just Bishop G4 looks perfectly fine to me. I guess Bishop F5. No. I was worried Aiden was going to play this. Take the bishop. No, come on, Leo. No. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so tough, but come on. The whole point of King H2 is to attack the bishop. And then your opponent lets you take the bishop and you don't do it? No. This last part of the game was very poor from both sides. Very poor from Aiden because, again, why are we making the game more complicated? We're already up a piece. We don't need to make the game trickier. Like, there's really no reason to make the game more complicated. Make the game simpler. There's really no reason why the game should be more complicated. Yeah, I didn't like the way either side played the end of this game. King H2, just move your bishop back. Bishop F5 creates a threat that looks very reasonable. Bishop G4 is very reasonable, but yeah, there's no reason to give away the bishop. And then we're supposed to see if we can take the bishop here. I can't believe Leo and Chelsea are playing again. Yeah, this is kind of weird. I think Vincent doesn't have an opponent. I kind of want to play, but if I play and I win, then I have a good chance of maybe winning the tournament, which I don't want to do. So I just want to look at my game archive. I'm very close to having the whole page of just wins. So I was seeing how many more games. So I have to win 4 more games, it looks like, to jump this one off my page. I mean, most of these wins, to be honest, it's against most of my students, so it's really nothing to brag about, to be honest. Not that the kids aren't playing great, but if I'm not able to beat some of the, I should be winning these games. What I'm trying to say, I don't mean it disrespectful in any way. So I was just wondering, like, in a lot of ways, you could probably argue this is a bad thing because it means I'm not really challenging myself. I've actually been playing a lot more on Lichess lately than on Chess.com for some reason. Mainly because I've been able to get into the leaderboard of the classical. I think I'm like 113 on the website in classical at the moment, 116, somewhere around there. So I guess like it was sort of some challenge for me, some goal to attain. So I think that's why I've been playing a little bit more on Lichess lately. Also, I've been trying to phase out the amount of blitz games I've been playing. I just want to play some longer time controls and really see if I can improve my chess still, which I do feel like I am. I am sort of hitting another wave of improvement, which is good at my age. Hopefully that will translate into some big tournament, maybe the North American Open this year. All right, so what's going on here? Bishop D7. Yeah, we really have a lot of followers in this knight d4 idea. I guess it just like looks aggressive. To be honest, this move doesn't do all that much. Like bishop takes, queen takes, c3, and then it's like, well, what's your knight doing here? If you want to play knight takes knight, let me develop my queen. I'm pretty happy with that. Bishop g5. Bishop g5 is a losing move because we have knight takes f3, queen takes knight, and then queen takes g5. So this would be a good puzzle to show the kids class on Tuesday. Yeah, this is the problem with this move is they're the only defender you can remove with a check. So I think that's probably what both sides miss is that knight takes f3 is with a check. So you don't have to worry about the bishop taking your queen because the king's in check. Yeah, same thing. We still have this knight takes f3 and bishop takes g5. Okay, so we saw it the second time around, which is good. Yeah, I like the way Chelsea's just making this very simple on herself. I feel bad for Leo because I think he's playing some good chess and he's not getting awesome results, which can be discouraging. Like, yeah, I think some of the most discouraging moments in my chess life is when I felt like I was playing pretty decent and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Because sometimes your opponents play well too. It's easy to forget that. Oh, that's just a free queen. So yeah, I do feel bad for Leo because I don't think his results are reflecting his play. I think he's doing some very positive things. There's some things, of course, that we can be doing better, but for the most part, I've been really happy with Leo's games today, and just it's been a little unfair that maybe his score isn't higher. It looks like we have Aiden here as well. Okay, what's going on? Looks like Aiden and Matthew have been okay. So it looks like Matthew's cleaning up pretty good here. Does Aiden not have an opponent? All right, Aiden and Chelsea. It's interesting. All the kids are playing the Roy Lopez today. It's not like we've been studying the Roy Lopez in class more than usual or anything like that. I think 97 is perfectly fine for black here. I mean, you can even go knight to b8. I wouldn't personally choose that option. I was gonna say the one thing you want to avoid is moving your knight to the edge of the board. This is, and I also don't like that that I didn't capture so quickly. Remember, knight on the edge of the board is very dangerous, easy to get trapped. So my idea is I want to play either something like queen e2 or bishop to e2 or even bishop d3. And my point is I want to play b4 and now your knight is trapped. Very, very easy trap to fall into. So yeah, I really don't like Chelsea moving her knight to the edge of the board. I think it's a very, very risky spot for her knight to be. I think here knight c4 was better. Yeah, knight c4 is actually a very decent square for the knight now. So yeah, we pick up, attack the bishop, attack the b2 pawn. Okay. This is good, right? So we have the half-open b-file. That's very good that we're taking advantage of that. I like Aiden's move. I like rook b1 better than b3 because I think b3 creates some weaknesses against your knight. So yeah, I like the way both sides have played the last few moves. Castle, yes, excellent. G6. Again, yeah, I think it's a bit ambitious. I think I like just bishop e7 and castle, to be honest. I have no idea why Aiden's playing knight g5. I think he just wants to play something that looks intimidating. But yeah, this move doesn't do anything. At least that I can see. I can't see a purpose behind this move. Yeah, he's still just going for checkmates, but I don't see where he thinks checkmate. I mean, even if Chelsea were to move her knight, which makes no sense, there's still a queen defending. Okay, now this move, okay, no. Oh, this would be funny if there is a checkmate on f7 or a strong attack. Yeah, now I'm really unhappy with Chelsea's position because what happens after take? Queen takes knight d5, knight takes d5, queen takes f7. Yeah, I don't get c6 at all. What's wrong with castling or h6 and kicking this knight away? Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that we're gonna see knight d5 here. I am very surprised by this move. I thought for sure we'd see knight d5. Okay, now castle. And yeah, you can see after c6, this d6 pawn is like a major weakness now for no reason. It's called the backwards pawn. We can't really move this pawn without it just getting captured. So this is probably going to be weakness for the whole game for Chelsea now. C6. These are positional moves that are also very hard to understand. Definitely takes a lot of practice to sort of understand why this is not good. But yeah, C6 is not a good move for a black there. I think we should play A3. Okay, interesting. I was thinking we should maybe try to play Rook D2 and Rook D1 to pile up on the pawn. Of course, we do have to worry about the B2 pawn, so maybe we have to play like Rook D2, B3, and then Rook D1 because we have the. I don't know. After B3, there is some pressure on this knight that I don't like. I don't know about this move. I think knight to D5 is very strong once again. B4. What about here? And then this knight might be in trouble. Yeah, I think it's a great time to play H6. We gotta kick this knight away. This knight's been hanging out in our half of the board for too long. What? I don't get that move. Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I really don't understand the point. I guess it's to overprotect the knight, but yeah, I don't really get this move. Okay. I think we're gonna. I guess we're gonna try to get D5 in. What's going on? Okay, Queen C4. Maybe we can try to get the knight to F4, but I don't think we're gonna be successful. Just G3 or something. Yeah, that's a nice move. So this is a very strong move. Taking advantage of this weak pawn. Yeah, Queen D3, very nice move. Yeah, we're gonna take that, right? That's a free pawn. I mean, the whole point of Queen D3 is to put more attackers on the pawn than defenders, so I don't see why we wouldn't follow through. Okay, he's just being prudent there, Iden, and taking his time. Yeah, Queen C7 looks very tempting to me here. We do have to be worried about Rook C8, and then you're. Well, no, you don't have Queen A5 there, so I don't think there's really any worries for White in this position. I guess the one thing is how do we continue? That's always a tough question. I think we might see. Well, okay, I was just about to say now Rook C8's that's too fast from Chelsea. Yeah, now Rook C8 because now there's nowhere for the. You remember saying the queen has to go to A5 to defend the knight. So I think just Rook here maybe was a good chance. Yeah, again, I think Rook C8 is very no. Why are we trading Chelsea? We're down material. We're supposed to avoid even trades when we're down material. Yeah, Rook C8. That's a very very tempting move because there's no way to defend the knight here. So Rook C8 it might be a whole new ball game. This might be a whole new game after this move. Oh, there's still Queen takes E5. My bad. But even Queen takes E5 I don't think solves the problem because then we have. I think we can move our knight anywhere because then the bishop will be attacking the queen. So we have Rook C8, Queen takes E5. Let's say what could we even do here? Let's say Knight G4. No, I don't like Knight G4. Let's say Knight H5. Let's say take. We could take with either with the bishop or the rook. I think this would create some havoc in the position. But yeah, now this should be very easy. No, that's just the free. I think we're missing the X-ray. That's two times we missed the X-ray. Yeah, once on the D6 pawn, and now the same exact tactic on D7. Yeah, I guess we got to do more practice on the X-rays. Nice game from Aiden. Yeah, that was a very nice game Aiden played. What's going on? Yeah, we had no Devin today, no Jonathan. Where's Devin been? Has he been online lately? Where's Chess Kids 702? 5 days ago? Okay. All right, so what do we have? Aiden and Leo. Let's look at Vincent and Matthew. Should be a good game. Yeah, this is exactly the same as Vincent's game against Leo. Like, yeah, literally exactly the same. Also, the idea is to take here. That's a good idea, I think. No, you don't take with the king. No, taking with the king, that's crazy. Yeah, you definitely take with the rook here. Take with the rook, and then here, and then... Yeah, I don't know. This d5 move might have just been a bad move from Vincent. I think g5 just wins a piece, right? Attack the pin piece. I think we can get away with just g5 here. Yeah, this position is very bad for white already. Maybe queen. Yeah, I keep wanting to play queen h5, but this queen is stuck defending the knight. The knight's pinned. Yeah, this is just dreadful. This is a very bad position. And yeah, now knight g4 is a threat. I mean, there's so many threats. g5 is a threat. Yeah, I've noticed that Matthew is very ahead in development here. He's trying his best, Vincent, but his position is just so bad. Knight g4 just wins the game. That might, yeah, that's also probably fine. Well, that was brutal. Yeah, that was a nice win for Matthew. Yeah, that was brutal. That was a very nice game for Matthew. So Aiden's playing white. Okay, so what we don't do is we don't trade the pawns. We play f5 here and we win. If we trade the pawns, it's an automatic draw. So we just have to play f5 and then the game's over. King g7. No, why? What? Why? And he didn't take here, Aiden? Come on, guys. We should know this. King and bishop's an automatic draw. You cannot check me with a king and bishop. How do you not take the pawn here, Aiden? Is he really still trying to win? This is crazy. Jeez. And yeah, Leo should know this as well. This is a good teaching moment. Yeah, this is a good teaching moment in class. The only way to win is that we have to make this pawn into a queen. You cannot check me with just a king and a bishop versus a king. This is something we talked about many times. So if you just play f5 here, there's no way for white to ever win this pawn because the bishop's defending it. And all you have to do is just slowly get your king up the board, and eventually white's going to be in what we call Zugzwang. They're going to run out of moves they can play. All right, let's look at Matthew and Aiden here. Okay, so it looks like Aiden is up a pawn. Perfect. Yeah, I really don't like this structure. This bishop got a good chance of getting trapped in this position. Castle. Yeah, d5 and this bishop's gone. d5, bishop here. I guess after d5 you could play some annoying move like b4, but let's say d5 here, c6, here b5, and then the bishop. Again, there's always b4 at the end, which is a tad bit annoying, but we should be looking to trap the bishop here. No, no, no. Why would you open up the position? Your king is still in the center. White's king is perfectly safe. No, you're just asking to lose with this move. No, 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 no. It's just impatience. They're trying to attack all the time, and there's no justification for black to attack here. You're behind in development, right? Your king is not castled. The last thing you should ever do here is open up the center of the board. This is a big mistake. Yeah, this is just game over already. Yeah, you had a great position too, Aiden. This is well, hold on. Why did you let him do this for? This is a big mistake from Matthew as well. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, that was a really bad move from Matthew. I think bishop e6. Yeah, try to get some pieces off the board. Well, that's an interesting move as well. Bishop g4, very interesting. Yeah, it's a brand new game now. Brand new game. That just hangs the queen. Come on. Come on. This is terrible. This is terrible. Come on. You're supposed to see this stuff. Yeah, this is awful. Yeah, this is really dreadful. I mean, your opponent's just giving you their queen. That's it. You just take the queen, the game's over. Very disappointing. No, this game's over. King goes. I gave away his queen. That was a smart, practical decision from Matthew. Very smart, practical decision. Because now he's just up 3 points here. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't take the queen. I mean, obviously he didn't see it. Obviously that's the reason, but we're supposed to see that stuff. Did the game end? What happened? I guess the game ended. Okay. Vincent and Chelsea here. We're going to see a lot of this position. Oh, d5, that's a good move. I think knight f6 first and then d5 right away is a little bit better option. I should actually add this back into my opening repertoire a little bit more. Just a good plan for black. Okay, here I think queen a4 is a bit annoying. Yeah, that's a good move from Vincent. I like that Vincent didn't give up his good bishop for knight, because it is tempting to go up a pawn here, so bishop takes, bishop d7 so that the queen defends the rook, and then queen takes c4. But it's actually very unclear what's going on here. Even though you're up a pawn as white, black has a 2 bishop advantage, so it's very unclear. So it's like, yeah, this is like a Vladimir Kramnik, like Catalan type position or something. Yeah, d5 is no good. We have enough attackers. But I think we're going to see rook d1. I know if I know Vincent, he's going to try to prepare d5. White won. Why did white win? What? What happened? Why did Chelsea resign? What happened? So where were we? Left off here. It should be 3. b6. Why b6? I don't understand. Like I have no idea like what this kids even think this move is accomplishing. If you watch my videos, which I don't know how many people do anymore, b6 and b3, I haven't seen a single example of when this has been good. Like I'm serious. There's not one time I think I was like, wow, I'm really glad that they played b6 or b3 here. I can't think of one position where that occurred. So yeah, I really like this pawn is doing a very good job defending your knight. Why would you just give away your defense of your knight? So b6, like let's say f4. Now you're like knight's in this annoying pin. What are you gonna do then? So yeah, I really don't like b6, and I don't like bishop f2. But, well, I mean I don't like bishop f2 might be okay, but we have f4, which is just much better. Okay, so she played b6 to prepare a5. But yeah, we covered this in class. Like, if you want to play a5, just play a5 right away. a5 is a perfectly reasonable move. You don't need to prepare a5. You have 2 defenders already, the knight and the rook, and there's 0 attackers. Just if you want to play a5, just go for it right away, right? There's no reason to prepare this move. Yeah, I seriously don't know why Chelsea resigned here. I mean, just bishop to c7 or bishop e7, and we still have plenty of fight in this position. Yeah, this is not a position to resign in. Yeah, I don't understand. Like I'm sure White's better, but I bet you if we go to the evaluation, it's not more than a pawn and a half, I would guess. Yeah, 1.25. So that's not a position to resign in by any stretch of the imagination. There's still plenty of fight left in this game. Yeah, anything could happen in this position. Also, it's good practice for Chelsea to get to play a higher rated opponent. So yeah, I would have not definitely not resigning would have not even crossed my mind here as black. Okay, what's the standings at? So Chelsea's playing Matthew. All right, let me get a game. Maybe Vincent will play. Oh, Aiden. All right, this will be fun. All right, let's go e5 against Aiden. What's this knight d4? I think that's called the bird's opening. This move is not very good. Now let's play it though, it's fun. Let's play the bird's opening. Bird's defense. So yeah, the goal of course is I take the bishop. Again, this is not a very good move for black, but it's fun. First thing, but that's the famous sort of chess story. First I say it's fun, then I'm like, oh, my position is getting a bit tough to play, and then a few moves later I'm just losing. So maybe this wasn't the best opening choice in the world. So I think I'm going to play some combination of c6 and d6, because if I put my knight on f6 right away, then e5 is annoying. Yeah, this is not going to be fun for me. I'm already regretting my opening choice. Okay, so we could see queen f. We're going to see queen f3. I know Aiden too well. We're going to see queen f3, and he's going to try to checkmate me. No, we don't. We have a more mature Aiden. Okay. Development in. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping for e5 because then I'll undouble my d pawns and my queen will defend the d4 pawn. I would be sort of relieved if this happens. d3. Okay, let's play simple chess. He's playing very well this opening, by the way, Aiden. He's really making my opening choice look a bit foolish. I assume we're going to see bishop g5. I can't see why else he would play d3. And I'm just trying to get my king out of dodge as quickly as I can. Let's get king castled. I think I want to get my knight to e5, I think. So if we see like queen f3, I think I'm going to go knight d7 and try to get to e5. I think that's the plan. This is an interesting move. c3 is interesting because, yeah, after I take, I'm sort of abandoning the center, but I don't want to play c5 and give a hole on d5, so I think I should take. Yeah, I really like the way Aiden is playing this position. That move I'm not sure about. Can I play d5? No, I cannot. d5, take, and I lose a pawn. Okay, so let's try bishop e6. Get my pieces into the game. Okay. Okay. His f2 square is a little tender now, little tender. Okay, can we just play bishop d4? Bishop d4, rook e2, queen h4. Something like that looks a bit annoying. Okay, let's go for this. You go back rook f1, but I think he's going to play rook e2. There might be some tactics where this rook at the end falls with like some queen c5. Rook c2 I wasn't expecting. That's a good move. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I have to say I'm very impressed with the way Aiden is playing this position. All right, let's see if we can create some weaknesses. One thing I have to worry about is like some knight e2, knight f4 ideas, but the thing with this rook here is whenever he plays knight e2, the rook won't be defending f2 anymore. So then bishop takes f2 will basically win the game for me, I believe. So that's a nice. No, you didn't even pay attention to my threat. Come on, come on. The whole point is to attack your f2 pawn again. Now this is beginner stuff. You're playing such a good game too. I was playing such a good game. Yeah, that's disappointing. Very disappointing. Come on, you gotta pay attention. Maybe I don't know. Hopefully it's a misclick, but yeah, you gotta pay attention to my threats at least. And yeah, I never really have to worry about rook f1. So is there anything I do need to worry about? That's always a question. Oh, he does have rook e2. Rook e2 is a bit annoying. I'm debating between rook f7 and rook f6. Rook f6 is definitely more aggressive because then I can pull up the rook roller. But I'm just worried that my queen's going to run out of retreating squares potentially. I'm also a little worried about e5. No, e5 I can take here, and then I have queen f4 winning the rook. Okay, so let's go. I won by abandonment. Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping. What is internet go out maybe? So it looks like Chelsea has an opportunity to finish in third place. Yeah, it looks like Vincent might be done. Yeah, we're gonna see a fun. Okay, where did Aiden? So Aiden's still online. I don't know where Aiden went. Yeah, I don't think this game's gonna finish. And I think Chelsea's gonna miss out on third place because she's the lower rated player. Although knight takes e5. Okay, knight takes e5. It's still 2 minutes is not really enough time to finish the game on anything, but unless we see some crazy move like knight g4. think bishop takes, or even yeah, I think knight takes f7 is knight takes f7 should be playable here. Knight back to f3. Yeah, that's a little conservative. d5 might be very annoying. Now d5 take. I don't know. Yeah, this takes some calculation. Take. Yeah, d5. d5 is an annoying move. d5 just. I guess we just take on d4. What am I talking about? So can we take first and then? No, then d5 doesn't make any sense anymore. The difference is with our queen on f3. Now the pawn's defended. Even though it's also defended with the knight might have to go to d5 after this d5 move from black. So we're going to need something to have to defend the pawn here. And yeah, I'm excited for our chess meetup. So I'll just mention that now. Yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to our chess meetup. I think just castle is good for Chelsea. Yeah, I hope that we get a very good turnout. I'm extremely excited for it. I'll be going over pretty high quality game. I think it will be a lot of challenging questions for the kids during the meetup. And of course, we're gonna have a lot of fun, have some food and some beverages and stuff. It'll be a good time for everybody. Congrats to Matthew on his dominating win. Yeah, Matthew's starting to make this look very, very regular and routine now, which is great. I do wish we had more of the higher rated players show up, but such is life. Okay, yeah, just like to thank everyone for playing, and yeah, great job everyone. Thanks for showing up. Hope everyone has a great week and a great rest of the weekend, and I will see everyone in class this upcoming week. Again, thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.